Hi, Cancer. This is going to be your November general reading. Let's see what is coming up for you. What do we have for Cancers for November? Okay, we have the first, a fixed moon. Hold your vision. I heard keep your eyes on the prize. It's interesting, an interesting saying there. So whatever it is that you have a vision about, don't change it. Just keep the course. As long as you're getting results, you don't need to change anything. And if the path ahead of you is clear, just keep at it. Fixed moons are usually immovable. They don't change very much. So I feel like at this point for you in November, either nothing is changing, everything remains stable and the same, or you don't need to change anything, just things are as they are, and that's how they need to be for the time being. And whatever it is you want to do, um, don't change your mind, don't make any adjustments, just keep course. Keep your eyes on the prize, as they say. So let's see what else for Cancer. What else for Cancer? I feel like it's a stable month for you. Although I don't know with Mars in your sign, it may not be so stable. It's a little turbulent in the Cancer waters these days. But that may be why it is required for you to have that strength and that immovable attitude, because you might get thrown around a lot and you may need to be a bit more fixed and more stable this month. So let's see. I'm trying to get a flower to speak to us to see if we have a message, but no flowers are coming out. Okay, I'll just cut the deck. We have connection. Well, this one did want to speak because as I was shuffling, I did see this card kind of flip out a little bit. So yeah, I feel like it wanted to speak and I didn't pay attention. So you also have Forget Me Not. I love these little flowers. They grow everywhere around here. I live by a river, and along that field there's so many of these, and they're such cute little flowers. Anyway, my mind is on that field now. Um, the Forget Me Not usually has to do with being connected to other people, but I will read this from the book because it's been a very long time since I used this deck. Okay, I felt like there was a message there, but it missed me. Maybe it will come back. So the Forget Me Not card says, friendships that are long lasting as well as love are indicated with the energy of this flower. This flower will prompt you to have a more tranquil and focused mentality, assist in study, exams, and learning situations where recall is vital. You might find yourself with old friends or lovers or mending old bonds. Yeah, there's that focused energy that comes with the fixed moon as well. Um, you may be doing a lot of things this month that require your focus and require you to remember things, because forget me not is quite literally not forgetting things. Um, so it's quite an interesting messaging from these two oracle cards. I feel like you do need to remember a lot of things. You do need to stay focused and fixed on something that is very important to you. For some of you, this is some sort of a connection, a love connection, or friendships, things like that. But I feel like for the vast majority of you, it's got something to do with what you're doing, like just life in general. You need to be paying attention, remembering things, being focused, right? Hold that vision. Don't forget, for some of you, you might be remembering an old dream or an old interest of yours that might be coming back around, and you may be starting up with that again. And for others of you, again, friendships and love connections or connections in general seems to be emphasized as well. So let's see what the tarot has for you. What do we have for Cancer? Messages for Cancer. You have the King of Wands that wanted to pop out. Could be some fire sign you're dealing with, a Leo, Sag, or Aries. Or this could be you being very driven, taking initiative, getting things done, being assertive. You also have the Knight of Pentacles, being meticulous, being grounded, fixed. The Knight of Pentacles is a very fixed energy. It moves very slowly. It does things only when it needs to do it, and with great care and great patience. Taking things easy. Perhaps some of you are taking the hard road approach to something here. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the hard road approach, but the Knight of Pentacles isn't someone that does things easily or fast. Measure twice and cut once kind of a thing. That's a little seamstress analogy there. Measure twice and cut once kind of thing. That's the Knight of Pentacles energy. These two energies, these two cards, they seem a bit at odds with each other. They have their backs turned to each other, first of all, and seems like this King of Wands is not seeing this Knight of Pentacles. So for some of you, you might be paying attention to details more, or um, wanting something to be done very quickly, but it's probably going to take more time than you thought. That may be a little bit frustrating for a King of Wands. I feel like you have what's the word I'm looking for? Great ambitions that require a lot of patience and time. But somehow these two energies are kind of at odds with each other. Fire and earth, it's an ugly mix. I mean, it's not ugly, but it's the element combination that is the most difficult to deal with, because they just don't mix very well. It's a bit of a scorched earth kind of approach. Um, Earth needs time to get things done. Fire just wants it yesterday, kind of thing. Okay, one more for Cancer. The Chariot. There's definitely a lot of advancement and movement for you this month. The Chariot is your card, by the way. Page of Swords in reversed. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of ambition and drive here for you this month. You may even stubbornly cling to a particular path here, but it does seem to be the right path. I don't see any kind of disagreements with that. It's just that it might not be as fast as you want it to be. That's basically the message here. And you seem to be very driven towards a particular goal here. Now, it's not very clear as to where you're headed, but you're just headed somewhere. You know, you have some ambitions, you have some passions here, you have some things you desire greatly. For some of you, it is a relationship. For some of you, there might be intellectual pursuits or work pursuits or career goals or whatever energy you're directing somewhere, whatever focus you have towards this month, you do seem to have some advancement with it. But you may need to pay attention to details a little bit more because you might have a tendency to skip over that. Like I said, this King of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, they are quite at odds with each other. They're not facing each other, so you might miss some important thing that needs to be done, or you may try to find some easy way to do things where you don't you can't find an easier way to do things, so it's going to take a bit more time. And yeah, the message here is just to keep going because the vision you have seems to be coming coming into play, like coming um what do I want to say? It has a good direction. That's what I'm trying to say. There is a good direction for you this month. Now, where exactly, I'm not sure because it's not really being specific as to where you're headed, but um, things seems to be working favorably for you so far. I'll clarify a little bit and see if we can get more details, but so far so good. And again, this King of Wands could be a person that you're dealing with, but again, it seems to be a little bit at odds with you. There's a little bit of not quite on the same page type of energy. Okay, one is moving too fast, the other one's moving slowly. The King of Wands is not really moving anywhere per se, but it wants things to be done in a certain way, while you might be at a different pace if this is a person you're dealing with, for example. All right, so let me clarify this Chariot. Tell me about the Chariot. What is the Chariot for Cancer? Got the Emperor. There's a lot of force and ambition behind you this month for sure. Seem to be taking charge of things. You're definitely behind the steering wheel this month, Cancer. You're not leaving anything to chance. You're the one that is invested and driven and taking the wheel, kind of a thing. Some of you are dealing with an Aries, because we do have King of Wands and the Emperor showing up twice here. It's an Aries card, so take that if it resonates. For some of you, this particular Aries person seems to be of significance for you this month. Um, could be somebody older than you, but not necessarily. Somebody that has some power, some authority in your life. You're either working with this person or you're you have a similar goal or a similar vision here. But if it's not a person, again, this is you taking charge, being hands firmly on the steering wheel and just driving your life in the direction you want it to go. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. What is the Knight of Pentacles? It could be that there is something that's slowing you down. Again, it could be another person or it could be you. It could be something that's slowing down, whatever business you're into this month. But you do have two fixed energies here. So I do feel like it could be you that is maybe slowing down the pace a little because you need to kind of put some details into perspective. Right? So tell me about the Nine of Pentacles for Cancer. Page of Swords in reversed. I did see that at the bottom of the deck, so I don't know why that's in reversed. Actually, I have a lot of cards in reversed. I don't usually use reversals. But anyway, we'll take it as it is. For some of you, you're lacking some details in the situation. There's just stuff that you don't know yet. You may have to learn. You might have to study on. I heard steady. So yeah, the Knight of Pentacles is a steady energy. So you might need to pace yourself in learning things because you could make mistakes here. You could overlook details with the Page of Swords in reverse, or just plain and simple, um, you don't have the right information, or I don't know, you have false information, or I don't know, something like that. One more for this Knight of Pentacles. Could be that you might be dealing with someone that is unreliable with the Page of Swords. Could be someone that just says a bunch of things, but they really don't have any real authority, or they don't really have, the proper information. They just kind of could lead you astray in some way. That may be what's slowing you down here. Either if it's another person that's leading you astray with like weird information or something, or it's just you needing to slow down because you don't have the right information when it comes to something. I know it's very vague, but I'm not sure exactly what it is you're doing this month, but it seems to be something that has to do with your life path. We're taking control of your life. It's um, putting things in order, creating something that's long lasting, right? I mean, that could be anything really. I don't have much more details than that. It's just, so one more for the Knight of Pentacles. And the Three of Cups. Yeah, it does seem like you have other people involved here in your plans, Cancer. Um, Now, the Page of Swords in reverse with the Three of Cups, this could be like a lot of gossiping, a lot of like chit-chatting. You could be chit-chatting with people, but um, overall, it seems to be slowing you down in terms of where you need to be, in terms of taking control of the situation. You're kind of getting distracted by either false information or inaccurate, or just getting tidbits here and there, but you don't actually have like the full picture. It is something that you may have to learn. You could be getting information from people that are just not experts at something, not yet anyway, and you're Yeah, it seems to be slowing you down a little bit this month. So, yeah, you may need to pay attention to that. Okay, because you seem to know where you're headed or how your life is supposed to look like, but there's a lot of weird like minor things getting in the way here. So, there seems to be a distraction or something of that sort, or somebody's like coming in with something that's throwing you off completely, or it's making you doubt yourself, or because the page of swords could signify doubts too, and whether you're doubting yourself or whether you're doubting the process of how you're supposed to be making something happen. Yeah, just kind of pay attention to that, because the page of swords in reverse is it's a false type of a person, or false energy, or false information. I mean, it could be this king of wands that's providing you with kind of false information, or something like that, or maybe it's something you discover on your own, or maybe not remembering something right, or something of that sort. So yeah, Cancer, a little bit of a vague reading, but yeah, just I feel like the message here is just don't get distracted by weird chit chat, because you have like an important mission here. Like there's an important goal that you need to do, and you need to take charge of the situation you yourself, and kind of like not get sidetracked by, you know, other people, or, things like that. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. So that was my reading for you, Cancer. I will see you in the next reading. Until then, take care and bye.